For thousands of years, our ancestors lived in a world of stone. Every tool, every weapon, every shelter was shaped from what they could chip, grind, and polish from the earth. The Stone Age was an era of incredible ingenuity, but it had its limits. A stone knife could only be so sharp, a stone axe could shatter, and a stone spearhead could break at the worst possible moment. Humanity was reaching a ceiling. To survive, to thrive, we needed something more, something sharper, stronger, and more reliable. The quest for a better material began. Perhaps it was a flash of green in a rock after a forest fire. Maybe it was a strangely heavy, reddish pebble found in a riverbed. These were the first encounters with metal, nature's hidden treasure. For a long time, these were just curiosities. Shiny stones to be hammered into simple shapes. But then came the spark of a truly revolutionary idea, a discovery that would change the course of history forever. Someone, somewhere, noticed that when these special stones were heated in a fire, something magical happened. They didn't just glow, they wept. The rock released a molten liquid. This liquid could be guided, poured, and as it cooled, it hardened into a completely new form. This was the moment humanity stopped just using nature and started to truly reshape it. The age of stone was ending. The age of metal had begun. The very first metal to change everything was copper. Long before anyone knew how to extract it from, or people found it in its pure, native form, gleaming reddish chunks just lying on the ground or embedded in rock. At first, they treated it like a special kind of stone, hammering it into small tools and ornaments. But the real breakthrough came with fire. Early metal workers dug simple pits in the ground, lined them with clay, and used bellows made from animal skins to pump air and make the fire burn hotter than ever before. In these primitive furnaces, they melted copper. Suddenly, a world of new possibilities opened up. Molten copper could be poured into carved stone or clay molds, creating shapes that were impossible to achieve with stone. Out came copper axe heads that didn't shatter, sharp-edged knives that could be resharpened, and deadly spear points that gave hunters a decisive advantage. Life at home was transformed too. Copper pots could be placed directly over a fire without cracking, revolutionizing cooking. Copper, fish hooks, needles, and awls made daily tasks easier and more efficient. For the first time, people had durable, reliable tools that could last a lifetime. Those who could work this new material, the first smiths, became some of the most respected and powerful members of their communities. Society began to shift. The villages and tribes that possessed copper tools and weapons had a clear advantage over their stone-wielding neighbors, setting the stage for a new kind of power. Mastering copper was just the beginning. The true revolution was in the knowledge itself, the science of metallurgy. Early smiths were relentless innovators. They learned that different fuels burned at different temperatures and designed better furnaces with clay domes to trap heat. They refined the art of casting, creating complex two-part molds that could produce intricate objects. But their greatest discovery came through experimentation. Someone, through accident or genius, mixed molten copper with another, softer metal, tin. The result was an alloy we now call bronze. Bronze was a game changer. It was much harder and more durable than pure copper. It held a sharper edge for longer and could be cast into larger, more complex shapes. The Bronze Age had truly arrived, and it armed humanity in a way never seen before. Bronze swords, long and deadly, replaced clumsy stone clubs. Bronze-tipped spears and arrows could pierce animal hides and primitive armor with ease. Armies were equipped with bronze helmets and shields rimmed with metal, making them formidable fighting forces. This new technology fueled a massive specialization of labor. You had miners digging for ore, transporters carrying the raw materials, smiths forging the metal, and traders moving the finished goods across vast distances. Metallurgy wasn't just a craft anymore. It was the engine of the ancient economy. It was the high-tech industry of its day, and controlling it meant controlling the future. The rise of metal didn't just change how people worked. It fundamentally changed how they were ruled. Power, warfare, and authority were all reforged in the fires of the furnace. A tribe with a dozen bronze swords could easily conquer a neighboring village, armed only with stone axes. For the first time in history, organized armies began to appear. Professional soldiers equipped with standardized metal weapons. This created a new kind of arms race. As weapons got better, so did defenses. Communities built stronger fortifications, reinforcing wooden walls with earth and stone to withstand attacks from bronze-wielding armies. The resources themselves became the foundation of political power. The control of copper and tin mines, the command of trade routes that brought these metals together, and the oversight of the smiths who created the weapons. These were the new pillars of authority. Ambitious leaders could now equip loyal followers, project military power over large territories, and demand tribute from weaker groups. Trade networks expanded dramatically as the demand for metals connected distant cultures. A piece of tin mined in modern-day Afghanistan could be combined with copper from Cyprus to create a bronze sword in Greece. This interconnectedness also gave rise to new forms of leadership. The most successful chiefs were those who controlled the metal. They became the first proto-king. Their power is symbolized by gleaming bronze daggers and ornate metal jewelry, laying the groundwork for the kingdoms and empires to come. The long-term impact of metallurgy is, quite simply, the foundation of civilization as we know it. This single technological leap rippled through every aspect of human life. In agriculture, the invention of the metal plow, or at least a plowshare tipped with bronze, allowed farmers to break up tough soil that was impossible to cultivate with wooden sticks. This led to massive food surpluses, which in turn allowed for larger populations and the growth of the first cities. Society became more stratified. Ornate metal jewelry, intricate goblets, and finely crafted weapons weren't just functional. They became powerful symbols of wealth, status, and social rank, creating a visible hierarchy between rulers, warriors, priests, and commoners. The Bronze Age eventually gave way to the even more transformative Iron Age. But the path had been forged by those first metal workers. The principles of mining, smelting, and casting that they discovered became the basis for all future technological development. Metallurgy directly shaped the evolution of architecture, enabling new construction techniques. It dictated the course of warfare, drove global trade, and was the central pillar of early governance. Ultimately, the discovery of metal marks the single most important turning point in our relationship with the world. It was the moment humanity stopped simply adapting to the environment and began actively shaping it to fit our will. From the first drop of molten copper to the steel beams of our modern skyscrapers, we have been living in the age of metal ever since. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this journey into the past fascinating, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about how technology has shaped our world. See you next time.